Many habits you'll never regret in life if you do them consistently. Transformations make me puke. Who do you know that woke up one day and suddenly became a different person? Or that rapidly went from lazy to a triathlete? I'm waiting. Nobody. That's because transformations are bullshit. Real change happens slowly. Change happens when you stack many habits on top of each other. Size doesn't matter. Consistency does. I know a thing or two about regrets. I pissed away years of my life waiting for one gigantic moment that would take me out of a dark place. It never happened. If you want your life to be better in a year, then do these mini habits consistently. Celebrate with cake. I'm diet conscious. I eat whole food, plant-based meals. Yet I inhale cake regularly. Why? Life is meant to be enjoyed. If you never reward yourself with tasty treats, it feels as though you're not living life. Have a good diet. Just don't forget to treat yourself, particularly after doing productive work. Clean up your digital life. Digital minimalism is a relatively new field. Expert Cal Newport is the first person I've heard talk about it. Your physical world can be clutter-free, but your digital world is where you likely spend a lot of time too. Most of you are worse than American hoarders from those dumpster houses on reality TV shows when it comes to digital waste. Make it a habit to clean up your digital spaces. Delete stuff off the desktop. Remove apps you never use. Delete notifications from all apps. Clear unused files on external drives. Go through your laptop and look for junk. Go through your cloud storage and audit files. Use Clean My Mac. If you're an Apple lover like me, put files into folders instead of leaving them unsorted. Look at how many social media accounts you have. Do you really need them all? Do you have time to be on every platform? Nope. The big question: how many devices do you have? Many of us have way too many. I know I'm in that category. Less devices equals more time spent with your head away from a screen of doom. Move, sleep, eat, drink. If you get brain fog is something many experience. It's more likely to strike late in the afternoon. When it does, the desire to finish work disappears. Joey Justice showed me another way to think. Our brain uses up about 20% of our oxygen supply. When oxygen levels become low, we start to feel brain fog. All you have to do is go for a walk and your blood flow increases. With it, more oxygen and nutrients are delivered to your brain. Brain fog is likely to reduce or go away when you walk. Try it. If walking doesn't eliminate it, you likely need to sleep, eat, or drink more water. Whatever happens, do something about brain fog. Exercise you actually enjoy. For some people, a gym is a cement dungeon with chains and whips. The gym junkie life ain't for everybody. No problemo. The point is to move your body. Find exercise you do enjoy. My wife loves bike riding. She rides an $85 bike she bought on Gumtree. A bike is her freedom machine. It doesn't feel like exercise. That's the type of movement you should add to your life immediately. Get an e-learning membership. Everyone knows they need to constantly learn new things. I'm not going to cradle you in my arms and treat you like a baby. The key is to automate learning. What I did is become a member of various e-learning platforms. I use Gumroad and Teachable the most. I browse through the library and look for uncommon skills I'm not aware of. Right now, Web 3.0 skills interest me the most. Don't wait for learning to happen or buy a course once in a while. Make learning a recurring expense that will pay massive dividends later on. Write tweets. One habit many people don't have is a way to express themselves creatively. Not all of you are artists. I get it. A simple solution is to write tweets. It takes no time at all and allows you to share what you've learned and what you're working on. Sharing thoughts becomes a magnet. That's how the right people find you. Read the best books. Again, finding new books is hard. The risk is you get overwhelmed by decision fatigue and read nothing. Reading can quickly become a chore. The trick is to read the best books again. Here's a great analogy from Heraclitus: no person ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and they're not the same person. Books shed light on new wisdom with each read. And lessons you've already learned are quickly forgotten. Learn the best lessons again from the books that have changed your life. One in, one out. I moved into a slightly bigger shack. The temptation is to buy more crap and drown in stuff. One rule helped calm my consumerism brain: one in, one out. If I want to buy something new for my office, then something else has to come out. The surprising thing is the items that have come out went for decent money on Zuck's Facebook Marketplace. A house full of crap is a mental nightmare. Think about someone less fortunate than you. War reminds us, you have peace. So many people in the world don't. Make it a habit to think of those less fortunate than you. Not to be #grateful and hold a candle so you can sing Kumbaya my lord. Do it because it's easy to become an *lo who always wants more when so many others have little. Keep an up-to-date list of subscriptions steal your time. Read that again. Most subscriptions are underutilized. Make it a habit to track your subscriptions. Look at the overall annual dollar value. Is it going up or down? If it's going up, more of your time is getting traded to earn that money. If it's going down, you're on the right path. You probably won't use a subscription as much as the landing page with brilliant copy suggests you will. Good. Drink a heck more water. Most of us don't drink enough water. Hunger is more likely to be dehydration than an empty stomach. Food is so calorie-dense, it's hard to have a full stomach. Heck, when I go to the supermarket I see people who have enough food stored to survive the ice age. Thirst first, food second. Think twice before saying something you'll regret. Yesterday, I screamed at a real estate agent. They ignored me for weeks and made my life hell. I instantly felt regret afterwards. I'm normally pretty chill. If I'd thought twice before speaking, the blow-up wouldn't have happened. You're smart. Think before you say something nasty. Your reputation is built behind closed doors based on your words. Sleep on an argument. Make it a habit to go to bed when the world is collapsing inside your head because of a disagreement. Approaching an argument and you're low on energy is adding kerosene to an already out-of-control fire. Disagree when you're high on energy. Work through problems in the morning after your battery is back to 100% again. Reevaluate risks. I've lost everything multiple times in my life. Risk is to blame. Make it a habit every year to relook at your risks. Is your house safe? Is your insurance up to date? Could the industry you work in collapse shortly? Do you have money stored up for hard times? Are your investments going to be safe during a recession? You work hard. Don't lose it all because you forgot to have the risk conversation with yourself. Final thought: obviously, you don't need to try every one of these mini habits as if you're Superman or Wonder Woman. Try one though. Consistently execute on tiny habits that are good for you and your life will completely change in a year. Clean up your digital life. Isn't ML engineering just another buzzword? ML engineering and data science are not the same thing, and here's why. You know, when people say that data science is a mix between business knowledge, statistics, and computer science. Well, ML engineering is a lot more about computer science, and less about statistics and business knowledge. In practice, that means that a data scientist is more talented at creating new models, analyzing and interpreting data, and understanding the mathematical basis for those models. He or she will usually come from a statistics background, some might have a PhD, and will be really good at math, while programming was something they learned in order to do math using a computer. An ML engineer, on the other hand, will shine at building and optimizing data flows, implementing models and putting them in production. He or she will come from a computer science background, might have less formal education than data scientists, and will be good at programming and understanding cloud infrastructures, for instance. ML engineers, however, are not the same things as data engineers, since they also to be very good at tuning models, especially neural networks, understanding cross-validation and feature engineering, for instance. Overall, they should be better than data scientists at data infrastructure, and better than data engineers at machine learning. If you are still not convinced ML engineering is a real thing, take a look at the Google Cloud Platform's Professional Machine Learning Engineer Certification curriculum. It doesn't have much to do with traditional data science curriculums, and it touches only the very basics of statistics, but it also doesn't go deep into the rules for choosing databases, for instance. Why is ML engineering the future? Okay, and why one over the other? Well, it's not one over the other, they both have their places in the data ecosystem. But one is starting to become saturated, while the other hasn't even begun to get known. Not many people actually talk about ML engineering, at least compared to the amount of people talking about data science, and yet I believe the demand for ML engineers might surpass the one for data scientists. We can see the amount of data scientists soaring all over the world, within companies of all sizes, while most of these people aren't actually doing data science at all, just analytics. And many of those who are actually doing data science probably didn't have to. That means many organizations are hiring people to solve basically the same types of problems, over and over again, in parallel. There is just a lot of redundancy, and the quality of the people doing it varies substantially. At the same time, we see companies like Google and Amazon, who have some of the best data scientists on the world, working on ready-to-use ML systems on their cloud platforms, GCP and AWS, respectively. This means you can plug your data into their systems to benefit from all that knowledge, and all you need is someone who knows how to make that connection and the necessary tuning. Someone like an ML engineer. To put it another way, if data science is not the core of a business, it is very unlikely that your data problem is completely novel, so it is more efficient to profit from the accumulated knowledge you can access from those cloud providers. More often than not, companies are working on the same kind of problems everywhere: sales forecasting, customer segmentation, scoring, recommendation, etc. These problems have been solved long ago by these tech titans, and you should probably profit from transfer learning, instead of trying to solve them from scratch. That is exactly where ML engineering comes in. You don't need a PhD in statistics or mathematics to benefit from these platforms and adapt them to your needs. A very basic understanding of how algorithms work, how hyperparameters affect them, and how your data should be processed will do. You do need, however, to be able to choose which tools are right for your problem and what the most efficient settings are, in terms of time and money. Is it the end of data scientists? Of course not. Data scientists will still be needed by many companies to solve new or more complex problems. But once the hype is over, there will be less data scientists making the work of data analysts or reinventing the wheel for problems that can be solved easily with pre-made solutions. What should you do about it? Photo by Cameron Kincaid on Unsplash. If you got to this point and are convinced that ML engineering skills will be crucial over the next few years, you are probably wondering how you can learn some of that. I'll list here a set of skills which will help you quickly adapt to this new reality. Command line. You have probably used the command line for simple stuff, such as downloading Python packages, but you should get a little better at it. In order to use platforms like GCP and AWS, this will come in handy. Code Academy has some good courses on the subject. Spark. Although we tend to learn data science using pandas, Spark will come in handy when you have too much data and need to run your algorithms in parallel. I think the most used version of Spark is Scala, but if you are more familiar with Python, learn PySpark instead. Cloud provider. The main three cloud providers are AWS, GCP and Azure, but I advise you to choose one and stick to it. I can't say which one is better, although my personal choice was GCP. Before choosing, try finding comparisons of them online. There are many. You can also look at the most used one in your country, or the one your company uses. For now, no matter which one you choose, you will find companies that use it and that are looking for people with the specific skills. Anyways, once you have chosen your platform, get really good at it. I mean really good. There is a lot you can do with those platforms, so focus on what you need for ML. Looking at the syllabus for their ML certifications will give you a very good overview of what to learn. You can access those here: GCP, AWS, Azure, DS, or AI. If you want a study guide for the GCP one, I wrote one. If you already work at a company that uses one of those on a regular basis, try getting the certification and then get to work on projects that involve it, so you get to practice. If your company doesn't use one of those, the certification might help you get a position at another company that does. Either way, study, get the certificate, work on it. I can't stress enough the importance of mastering one of these tools. Feature engineering is at least as important in ML as it is in data science. I wrote an article going through some of the techniques you can use, so make sure you read it and then try to implement some of those in your work. To dig a bit deeper, there's also this great book on the subject, which I highly recommend. ML Engineering has a lot to do with preparing data, detecting model drift, making data pipelines run smoothly and fast, etc. In order to put together everything else we have seen in this article, you have to study ML engineering itself. Coursera has a course on the subject. Although I still haven't taken it, it was created by Andrew Ng and, given his track record, I would be surprised if this course were not great.